Dr. Phoenix, and today we're going to be talking about 4 common intermittent fasting mistakes that you want to avoid, particularly if you're a newbie to intermittent fasting. And before we get into today's video, which is going to be very helpful, we want to define what intermittent fasting is, just in case you're totally new to this type of protocol. So what intermittent fasting is, it's a type of way of eating where we restrict when we eat, not just what we eat. So with most diets, you hear about what you should not eat or what you should eat. With intermittent fasting, we're also going to throw on top of that periods during the day where you should consume your meal. So that's intermittent fasting, and there are tons of benefits to intermittent fasting, both health and beauty benefits. I'm not going to get into all of those. If you want a more in-depth explanation of intermittent fasting, how to approach it, all the benefits, I'm going to leave a link down in the description box as well as the end of this video. So now let's get into the mistakes for intermittent fasting. And what I'm going to do is name them off quick off the top, and then we'll go through each of a better explanation of why it's a mistake. So number 1 mistake with intermittent fasting is that you eat crappy foods while you do intermittent fasting. Mistake number 2 is that you restrict your calories too much during intermittent fasting. Mistake number 3 is that you exercise too much during intermittent fasting. Yes, that's possible, and it's not a good thing. And then 4 is that you don't drink enough water. Okay, so let's start off with mistake number 1, which is that you eat crap during the intermittent fasting diet. Now, it's important to remember that intermittent fasting is not a magic pill for weight loss. Yes, it will help you lose weight, but intermittent fasting does not give you like carte blanche to just eat whatever you want. You have to make sure that you also eat a balanced diet that is loaded with key nutrients that your body's going to need to fuel itself. So during intermittent fasting, you want to make sure that you get your fruits, get your veggies, get your whole foods, and especially make sure you get a wide array of nutrients and vitamins. You may even want to take a multivitamin during intermittent fasting because you want to make sure that you're getting nutrients from your foods like B vitamins. B vitamins are found in tons of things like green leafy vegetables. That's my favorite place to get B vitamins, from Whole Foods. And B vitamins are important because they're going to help provide energy, which is really important. And then also they can help with metabolism, okay? So they can further help you lose weight during intermittent fasting if you get B vitamins as well as other vitamins in your diet. So that's number 1, mistake number 1. Do not eat a ton of crap on intermittent fasting and think that you're going to be able to lose weight. It's not a, it's not a magic pill for weight loss, and you can end up actually sabotaging yourself if you go over your calories. Okay, number 2, eating too few calories while you do intermittent fasting. Now, the reason for this is because you need a certain amount of calories to fuel your body, period. And people who start intermittent fasting, they get so excited and they think, okay, well, what I'm going to do is intermittent fasting, and then I'm going to eat a tiny amount of calories to speed up the weight loss process. And this can actually end up backfiring because you'll feel more fatigued. You'll also end up malnourished. So the best way to approach this is to eat just enough, based on whatever calories you calculate for yourself. And if you don't know how to calculate how many calories you should be eating in a day to maintain your weight or lose weight, I'll leave a nice little calorie calculator down in the description box. Very easy to use, ladies. Men or women can use this. Just type in, I believe they're going to ask for your gender, your height, your weight, and it's going to spit out a number, a rough number, and how many calories you should eat to maintain your weight or lose weight or even gain weight if you want to gain weight. But bottom line, get your calories in, and you'll steadily lose weight, okay? But what's gonna also happen that's cool with intermittent fasting is because our stomach is a distensible organ, okay? And what that means is our stomach can expand or contract, and over time it's gonna start to adapt itself based on your diet. And with intermittent fasting, after a while, your stomach actually starts to shrink. This happens if you're following intermittent fasting correctly. And what people will find is that you don't have to worry so much about counting calories anymore, because with your stomach shrinking, you develop less and less hunger as time goes on. It's actually, it's very common for some people after doing intermittent fasting for some time to get to the point where they can go a whole day without feeling a pang of hunger, and it's exciting to them, but then also alarming because they're not used to that. But it's totally normal because your stomach is distensible and it will adapt and shrink. So don't worry so much, like I said, about restricting your calories so much, because over time your body is going to adapt and your stomach is going to adapt as well, and you won't have to worry that much about counting calories anyway, and you'll still be able to lose weight and keep it off, okay? So that's mistake number 2. Eating too few calories, so make sure you get enough calories. Mistake number 3 is that you exercise too much on intermittent fasting. And now, with intermittent fasting, like I said, you're going to be watching your calories and your eating window. So initially, you may feel a little bit tired, you may feel a little bit off. And the worst thing you want to do is try to kill yourself in the gym. And this is something like cutting calories. A lot of women do this because they want to speed up the weight loss process. So you figure, hey, let's do intermittent fasting and let's go kill ourselves in the gym for 2.5, 3 hours. You don't need to do that, ladies. If you're going to do intermittent fasting, you can keep the exercise light, okay? So things like walking and weightlifting a couple times a week is more than enough exercise while you're doing intermittent fasting, and you're going to be able to lose weight, and you're going to be able to maintain a healthy amount of energy overall. You won't be putting too much stress on your body with a ton of exercise. So don't feel like you have to exercise a lot while you do intermittent fasting. You actually may end up finding that you can exercise even less and still lose more weight, which is nice. And then finally, ladies, our last mistake, not drinking enough water. And this is very simple. You need enough water to be able to carry out metabolic functions and just maintain a healthy body overall. Not drinking enough water can lead to dehydration. Dehydration can lead to fatigue. So if you are doing intermittent fasting, okay, you're not drinking enough water, you could also be blunting your metabolism, which means it's going to be harder for you to lose weight. And then also you could be making yourself more fatigued, because actually fatigue is one of the first symptoms of dehydration, not thirst. Thirst is actually one of the last symptoms of dehydration. So if you find yourself on intermittent fasting and you're feeling tired, more fatigued than normal, you may just need to up your water intake, and that may help with boosting your energy levels as well as getting those nutrients in, okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Very simple tips for simple mistakes that you want to avoid. Rewatch this video if you need to get those mistakes again. And then also, if you'd like a rundown of intermittent fasting, a little bit more of an explanation, check out the video at the end of this video, as well as down in the description box below, and the calorie calculator. All right, ladies, as always, it's my pleasure. Stay beautiful, much love, and I'll see you again very, very soon.